it looks like Brett Kavanaugh will become Supreme Court of the United States. Dr. Chrissy Baisley Ford, a hard name to pronounce because it's hard to say, but let's just refer to her as Dr. Ford. Right. So Dr. Ford's testimony for this job interview, by the way, this wasn't a trial, this was a job interview, seems to have gone in vain. Now, last week, when that was told, Senator Jeff Flake decided to say, all right, what we're going to do is we are going to have this vote, but I want to have the FBI take a look into it. So we're going to let the FBI look into this, give it a week. We'll come back if there's nothing. I think we were going to greenlight Kavanaugh. The FBI did a shitty job. They pretty much screwed up the investigation. As far as we can tell, they didn't look into anything. This is after Baisley Ford, or should I say Dr. Ford, testified to say that yes, Brett Kavanaugh did sexually assault me back when I was a teenager. And you have everyone, every conservative or every Republican going like, so what? I mean, these boys will be boys. This is good. These things happen. You even have Republican moms going like, well, what's the big deal? I mean, sure, yes, 35 years, 30 plus years have passed since this attack. But that does not excuse anything. However, it appears as though Kavanaugh is going to become Supreme Court. Minority Leader Joe Manchin, and you also have GOP Senator Susan Collins, who are going to say, yes, we're going to advance Kavanaugh. And this almost seems like a green light for the Democrats to say they will allow sexual assault. They will allow rape to happen in workplaces. If you are raped, if you are assaulted sexually, we will not give a fuck about you. You have to deal with it yourself. That's what it's led to me. If you guys still think that I am speaking hogwash, prove me wrong. Prove to me that what happened long ago didn't happen. You had President Trump who had gone insane when he found out that her testimony was credible. Not incredible, but credible. And just today, Senate Leader Orrin Hatch went on the podium and told female protesters about the Kavanaugh protest to grow up. We are going to tell women who do not want to be sexually assaulted to grow up. Senator Orrin Hatch, are you trying to become the biggest dick around? Because that's what it's leading me to believe. You're telling women who do not want to be raped, who do not want to be assaulted in the workplace, out in public, and you're telling them to grow up. No. Orrin Hatch, you need to grow up. You need to have that spine. I mean, let's face it. You're telling someone who you don't know, who you may not have known, who probably has been assaulted, who has been raped, and you're telling them to grow up. I mean, that's about as childish as I can ever imagine. Well, one of the things that is childish, but understand this. You're going to tell these women who who could be victims of this, victims of people like Brett Kavanaugh, who have attacked women. Sorry. Who have attacked women and have gotten this white male privilege. Yes, did he go to Yale? He went to Yale because his father went to Yale. And let's not forget, he perjured himself in this job interview. He's saying he had no connections. That was a lie. His father. The only reason why these Republicans want him in is that so that they have something to win by before the midterm elections. Now, Joe Manchin and Susan Collins do not give a fuck about the rape and sexual assaults. Why? For Joe Manchin, the answer is simple. So that way they can just, go on with this, go right back to the Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller. And Susan Collins, who was offered $1 million to not vote for Brett Kavanaugh, she still goes with him. So in other words, Brett Kavanaugh may, in fact, get into the Supreme Court. But here's the caveat. He was not going to be there for long. And why he's not going to be there for long? He can be impeached. The Republicans have shown that they do not give a fuck about rape and sexual assault. In fact, I bet they raped their own children, as a matter of fact. I'm being a bit of a conspiracy theorist. I apologize. I'm not Alex Jones. But the way I can see it, they've assaulted their own children. Be that as it may be, Brett Kavanaugh is going to be Supreme Court by next week. The only thing that's going to stop him are Republicans going, we want to change our minds. We do not want to lose our voters. But I do not see that happening. When Brett Kavanaugh gets in, the death knell is ringing.